right, here we are in a beautiful Lake Havasu City morning. Beautiful day out here. Really chilly in the 40s. Fairly high dew point. We've had to have towels on the car, that kind of thing. But we cruise around, you might see a little bit of mist on it. 1932 Ford 3-window coupe. This is a real hot rod. Cool history. We have a really nice history note from one of the owners, the prior owner to the current. Fun car. Very basic hot rod traditional style. We're going to cruise around and tell you about it like we usually do. History starts with many years ago. This car was chopped, and the body was the original Henry body was reworked by Terry Hegman, renowned metal master. Beautiful job on the top. As we cruise around here, we're going to point out a lot of things. His typical 2.5-inch chop on it. Step back and I'll let you take a look here. Sweet, just right, perfect. 3-door hinges, that kind of. You'll see the gaps all the way through, all the way along here on the door. Every panel is this way. Since Terry did the original, it was shown in Detroit Autorama based on the history that we have, and we'll have that note sitting in the car. We'll talk about it, and we'll scan it for you at Spud's Garage. Detroit Autorama is where it was originally unveiled. It had full fenders. Over the years, 3 different owners. We have history of the owners, hot rodded, Southern California, that kind of thing. Working windshield wiper, working factory original cowl vent. We've had this up on the lift, sitting on original 1932 Ford rails. Has a member, cross member up front and rear, buggy spring front and rear. Has a Kiwi connection, the tubular center section in it. Underneath the hood here, it has a 327 Chevy V8, turbo 350 automatic transmission, Winner's V8 quick change in the rear, 348 ratio. Traditional front end suspension, that type of thing. We'll get it again. We're going to get it up on the lift here for you. You'll see the hairpins. Kind of get a peek at the engine. We'll get you under the hood. These are reproduction King B headlights on it. The wheels front and rear. 15s in the front, 16s in the rear with brand new Michelin radial rubber on it. Has vintage reproduction style Indy wheels on it. These are actually true pin drive knockoff wheels on it. Again, the rubber's 2022. The wheels were put on. Has aftermarket Lincoln juice brakes up front here with Buick aluminum drums on it, polished, dropped axle, chrome plated, drilled. Has chrome shocks up front here with SoCal chrome covers on the top. Has a brand new Detroit engineering spring in the front, multi-leaf. Beautiful. Step back and let's take a feel. Again, we'll have all the specs at Spud's Garage for you. Beautiful day here in the park. You can hear the jet skis in the background. Over on Body Beach. Kind of let you take it all in. I would call it almost a blood red finish on it. Appears to be a single stage to me. If it's not, they did a really good job of making it look like one, because it's very nice paint. Again, as we talked about all the gaps, door gaps, the chop on the roof. We'll get around and shut doors for you. We'll shut doors on this one. You'll see the door reveals are perfectly aligned. Very cool history note, 3 pages like I talked about, that it's going to be fun to share with you. A little chip there on that door hinge is what I was pointing out. Shuts like that. The note's sitting on the seat, or a printed copy, so I could refresh my memory. The way they used to do it. Here's the suicide glasses each side. Headliner of the rear window still rolls down like it's supposed to. Again, this is a genuine Ford 32 Ford 3-window body. with a perfect Terry Hegman chop on it and body fit. You'll see it has 3 hinges here. Back here is the battery and the fuse panel. We'll get some pictures of that for you. This is a Glide Engineering seat. This is leather upholstery in here. I'd say those are about 1.5 inch vertical pleats on it. Has a factory style emergency brake here, wool carpet, very nice high-end wool carpet in here. You can see the cowl vent still opens up into the gauges there. Nice little gauge insert. Stewart Warner gauges. Very basic in operation, true hot rod style. Vintage sprint car style steering wheel, factory column lock. Seat belts. Kind of give you a feel there. Low car style shifter. With the door shut just like that. Somebody pulled up here. We'll step back and let you take a look here. Light's a little bit odd right there. We'll get into the tire sizes and stuff like that when we get it up on the lift. I've studied all the paint on this car, wiped this car down, spent some time wiping it down, typically along the belt lines here. Even all the way up into the front, you'll possibly get a little bit of lifting because of prep work. It's not unusual to have it on a Deuce, but I have not been able to find any here. A couple little touch-ups, there's a little touch-up right there. The chop by Terry Hegman's unbelievable in the fit of all the panels. This thing is just beautiful. Nice stance and feel up back here. 50 Pontiac tail lights. Louvers that match the top of the hood and the back. Hot rod louvers on the fuel tank here. We'll actually share a portion of the trunk here shortly with you. Kind of give you a feel of the bottom side. The Winters quick change, V8 quick change. It has 4-wheel 11-inch Deuce brakes on it with Buick finned aluminum brake drums on it. At the trunk, when we do the trunk section here in a moment, we'll actually cover all the reveals and gaps on the deck lid, which match the doors flawlessly. Trunk fits nice. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Too much fun. Very cool hot rod. I've driven it. We started very early this morning, drove it down here. I've got some good drive video for you. Here's a 3-page history report on it. Previously owned by Bob Anderson. Originally body work done by Terry Hegman. Couple owners in history in the middle there. True Southern California hot rodders, Donut Derelicts, that kind of thing. Glide Engineering seat, fully adjustable, front back. So in other words, you can tilt the back and you can adjust. It's got an adjustment right there. Jenny style door handles, wool carpet on the bottom of the door. Tidy hot rod. Definitely one you can drive. Drilled plated pedal assemblies in it. Basic when it comes to controls and functions. It does have a functioning wiper. We'll show you that. There's a switch. We get in here. A little sniffly this morning because of the chilliness out here. Again, the Stewart Warner gauges. Nice little column drop down with a V8 emblem in here, and we're going to go through those here in just a moment. It starts right up. I don't even have to touch the gas on this one. You just put the key on right here. The column lock key on. Beautiful. We're going to show you some of the lights, that type of thing. This is the high beam is up. Middle is off for the headlights, and then the low beams are down at the bottom there. We have video of it running when it was dark today. Turn signals are right here. Left turn signal. Right turn signal. And of course, you gotta have a horn. Wipers are right here. Or wiper. Didn't cover the louvers on the hood, but we'll give you a pretty good peek there when we were up front here. You saw them, but very nice hot rod louvers on the hood. Gauges wise, running 40 pounds of oil pressure, running about 150, 160 mile an hour. These are early vintage gauges. Amp gauge is reading about 10, fuel gauge reading a quarter. Let me show you this one here too. Same thing with this one. 327 Chevy V8. Actually decoded it. It's about a 67 block. Is the casting number, date code over on the other side. We were able to grab that. We know it was built to 327 specs. At least that's what's been passed along with the history. Has a Edelbrock, recently installed Edelbrock EPS Performer intake manifold, all new, so it's got good drivability. Has a Edelbrock AVS2 carburetor on it. Factory style GM distributor, Petronix ignition. You'll see the oil pressure sender back here on the back. GM one wire high amp alternator. Has a big flex fan on it. Has a riser water pump assembly. We'll cover more of that on the other side, that brings the fan up to the center of the radiator on these. Ceramic coated short tube headers. Here's the Vega cross steer here. VIN tags right here. It's an 18 VIN. We'll have a picture of that at Spud's Garage. Double hump cylinder heads. Electric choke on it. Factory style patent tag over here in the firewall. Notice all the wires run through the frame rail here, up to the headlights and to the back of the car. That flex fan is vintage style. That's a Zip water pump riser, and it uses a GM water pump on it. Chrome pulleys on it. Very basic mechanical fuel pump. GM mini high torque starter. Turbo 350 automatic transmission, and of course the Winters V8 quick change rear end. Get you in the trunk here. Drain rails. Has the same wool carpet in the trunk here. We're not going to do a long cruise. Okay, we're going to do a cold start. We got it raised up here. We'll give you a peek at the bottom side here. Get near the end of the video. Cover it for you here. All right, finished on factory body color underside. It is resting on original 32 Ford frame rails. It was reworked by Bob Anderson, the whole chassis. Cover the back here. It has a Winters V8 quick change in it. Here's the V8 on it. We know that it's a 348 ratio. Has an A member in the back here, buggy spring with chrome multi-leaf spring in the back. Hotchkiss tuned shocks, Fox shocks in the back, gas shocks, those are all new installed. Ladder bar style rear suspension here. 11-inch drum brakes in the rear too, also with the Buick. Aluminum brake drums on it that are polished. The exhaust is all ceramic coated and done nicely. Chrome tips here, wraps around the tank on both sides. Very nice little hot rod. The ladder bar suspension right there. Bolt together exhaust, so you can pull the tailpipes off if you want to work on it. The MagnaFlow mufflers here, stainless mufflers. It's finished. The chassis is finished in a kind of a metallic silver. Looks like metallic silver powder coat. Again, 32 frame rails. It has a Kiwi connection tubular center section in it. So you'll see the tubular structure here that's very nicely done. Comes across here, horns back here. Has a brace across here with a safety hoop on it. Fuel filter right there, trans cooler. There's a nice little fuel shut off here if you want to shut it off, if you don't want anybody stealing with it, or if you're working on it and you don't, it won't get very far if you turn it off, or if you're working on it, you don't have fuel running all over the place. Turbo 350 automatic transmission. See where it's got the, you can adjust the ladder bars here height wise. It's dialed in now. Has a single reservoir, looks like a 57 Ford style master cylinder in it. Easy conversion to do a dual reservoir if you wanted to. Just put a proportioning valve in it. It's easy access. There's a access to fill it up top inside the car. Polished aluminum trans pan on the Turbo 350. Again, you kind of get a feel there. Floor pans have been replaced in it. Has forward tin or metal pans up front. Chrome flywheel cover, inspection cover. The chrome hairpins up here up front. Atypical hot rod style suspension up front, chromed, drilled. Very nice component. Axle up front here. Has chrome backing plates on 11-inch Lincoln brakes up front with polished Buick brake drums up front here also. Vega cross steer, chrome plated pitman arm, drag links, pan hard bar right here. Pass back through and kind of give you a feel here. Great look. Cool hot rod, old school style.